Yeah. And I think that is a good segue to like Chase. Like, I don't know what to do with Chase, to be honest.
Exactly. And that is a perfect segue because a lot of these underdog drafts, these best ball drafts, he's almost the locked in number 5 at this point. It is a tricky decision because there's also the guys like Austin Eckler, maybe Dalvin Cook rebounding in this new system. There's some great workhorse running backs. If you're in half PPR, Derrick Henry, was on pace to smash the league last year. He had the most fantasy points per game, but we often see Jamar Chase going above them. I have a tier drop, and it's really chasing a tier by himself because I do think he warrants top 5 consideration for sure, right there at number 5. But I typically go running back. So ultimately, whereas I know I'm smashing Jefferson over Eckler, over Cook, I just don't always do that with Jamar Chase. Maybe in a PPR league, but even there, it's not like he's one of those just complete target hogs like the two guys at the top. So I do have them separated by a tier with Chase by himself. It looks like you guys have Chase in that top tier. Are you in agreement with the overall composite there?
I think,
and if so, why? If not, why not?
I think when we did it on the show, I believe what we ultimately decided on is Jefferson and Kupp in their own tier. And then I made the argument, and it sounds like you agree with me, that Jamar Chase is kind of his own tier because I don't see many people probably, and I wouldn't recommend taking like a CD Lamb or a Stephon Diggs over Jamar Chase. Like to me, Chase is clearly the next guy at the receiver position you want to take. There's this opportunity where he could potentially have more volume this year if they have a little bit more up-tempo, pass-happy style philosophy this year. Because last year, if you remember, they were one of the slower, run-heavier teams for the majority of the season.
31st in pace.
Because they're trying to protect Joe Burrow's ACL, which is a really good plan, by the way. Like it makes a lot of sense. But then you saw their pass rate and their pass like volume tick up as the year went on. I think that's where where Burrow is like most comfortable. He wants to spread the ball out, basically have empty backfields, pick apart a defense. Like that's just like where his bread and butter is. And so I could see the Bengals offense sort of evolving into something that's a little bit closer to that this year. And that could be a huge boon for Jason. You mentioned it with Justin Jefferson. Like Jefferson might just be the point blank best receiver in the NFL. Chase is the only other guy I'd probably throw in that conversation. Right. Like he might be even better. And he was certainly better on their college team. So I don't know, like there's just this potential here where Chase has, not only is he the best and like he's honestly one of the most unique receivers in the NFL. Yeah. He's like his body type and his style, it doesn't really feel like he should be this good, but he's just so ridiculously good. It's so explosive that he's just kind of a unique player. And so I think there's a chance that he has this explosion year where they have more volume and they have more tempo. And all of a sudden you're seeing him get, the type of target rate that you're seeing Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp get. And that is like sky is the limit there. So to me, he's in his own tier. I don't know if you can put him in the same tier as Kupp and Jefferson because of the volume concerns, but I think that there is a range of outcomes here where the volume really ticks up a lot. So that would be my argument. So I agree with you completely here that he's just kind of his own tier.
Absolutely. And if he does end up getting that volume, like you mentioned, he might be, if it's not Jefferson, it is probably Chase at the top. He did just break Jefferson's rookie receiving record. He's already talked about how he wants to follow up with having the most yards through 2 seasons. So he's gunning for Jefferson's sophomore season now as well, which is a terrifying thought. Plus, something that I think gets overlooked a little bit right now is how much better the Bengals line is going to be. I think that'll be a big part to why they might be comfortable pushing the pace this year, but also Burrow was number 1 in clean pocket completion percentage at 76% last year. I mean, it is an astronomical. They were bottom 10 last year in PFF. They have top 5 upside with now adding La'el Collins and Alex Kappa and Ted Karras. I mean, these are some anchors at positions where they were grading out very low. They already had a solid left side. Now you really bolster the center and the right and the right tackle, right guard. I mean, just think about the more time Burrow has to throw. Even if you look at the Super Bowl, like Chase might have won the Super Bowl for him. He's running wide open down there. So I really do think there's some serious upside that could be unlocked from the line as well. A little more time and a cleaner pocket for Burrow. It's even, and now the more we talk about, I'm like, maybe I do need to bump him into that tier because the upside is the number 1 receiver for sure.
This is like the hard part about it is
the volume just does feel a little bit more locked in for those other guys as well. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.